Hey guys, just got done watching 2014's Wrong Turn 6 Last Result. Found the digital release of it and thought, you know what, I'll better watch it and better review it. I was going to do it after I reviewed the other five again, but I thought, because it's already kind of digitally released, I'll review that and then review the other since it's the newest. What can I say about this movie? It wasn't as good in my view as the other five. I know it sounds bad, but it wasn't. Maybe because it's the sixth one. And I was like, where's Doug Bradley? Because at the end of number five, Doug Bradley's still alive and he's in the thing with them, in the truck thing, in the car truck. So let me see who's in it. So here we go. We've got Sadie Katz. I like that name. Anthony Illett, Aquila Zoll, Rolly Skinner, Billy Ashworth, Roxanne Pallett, who was in Emmerdale, Lake Placid 3, and Devil's Tower. Chris Jarvis, and that's it basically. So basically, the movie starts out with this couple. They're riding their bikes on a bike trail, and they stop off, and the girlfriend says to her boyfriend, she says, I used to come here as a kid all the time. My friends found magical. And basically, it's a hot spring. So they get in and they have sex. And yes, there's about 5 sex scenes in this movie. Amazing. 5 sex scenes. They're not the best sex scenes. Hold on, there's 5 sex scenes and 2 orgasm scenes. Yeah, it's really sexed up, this. So they're having sex, and in the background you see 3 fingers, my favourite character in the whole Wrong Turn universe, looking like this, behind the trees. So they get dressed and they're riding on their way, and the girlfriend waves to her boyfriend because they go kind of different directions, even though they're together. Well, then she sees the bike on its own and him gone. She gets off her bike and looks for him, and there he is on the floor, and he goes, somebody threw something at me. And then he gets an arrow through the cheek in the mouth and kills him. Now, I'm going to stop right there for a minute and say it was bloody, but it was one of the worst CGI arrows I've ever seen in my life. Didn't like it, hated it. So then the girlfriend gets on a bike and she tries to go off, and her head catches on barbed wire and goes right through her head to there, right? So her eyes and all that are bloody, and there's this big cut in her face, and you're like, yeah! And One Eye and Sawtooth are holding it while Three Fingers looks at her laughing with the axe and he cuts her head off. And that's the beginning of the movie. You're like, yeah, this ain't too bad. This could be quite good. Looking forward to seeing what happens next. And then it kind of falls apart, but at the same time, the storyline is pretty good, but the characters and the acting is not so good. Because what happens, then you get to meet, basically, I'm going to have to read the characters' names a couple of times because there's so many in it. Then you meet Danny, Tony, Vic, Rod, Gillian, and all these other characters. Charlie, Nick, Brian. But none of those characters actually matter other than the 4 main ones. Because you forget them quite easily. Anyway. So basically, Danny and Tony are in a car with another one of them. Can't remember his name. I think it was Vic. And basically they find out that Danny's inherited a big, massive hotel spring place. And you're just like, bloody hell, it's massive. And it's like a massive hotel kind of living place. And it's rich. I mean, it's got all this stuff in it worth thousands and everything. So they stop the car, and his girlfriend Tony says to him, are you sure you want to do this? And he went, I need to find out who I am. And she goes, you know you are, Danny, because your friends are your family. And like any person who finds out that their family isn't their family, they say with a big FU basically, because they want to run off and find their rich family members. Yep, seen that happen a couple of times in reality. Never understood people when they say, when they're adopted, but the people that raised them, cared for them, fed them, loved them, gave them everything they have, mean nothing because they're not blood related. I've always thought that was a bit rude and inconsiderate. I can understand if you come from a really bad family and they're not your real family. I can understand that a lot more. But anyway, that's not the story. So they stop and they meet Sally and Jackson. Now Jackson dresses like he's from the 17th century, I think it is. He dresses in a cloak and he's like this. Hello. Thank you. This is me and my sister, and I'm going to try and talk an American accent, but I can't because I'm an idiot. So basically, they go, "We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here, Danny." And you're like, "There's something a bit weird about this woman, Sally." And he goes, "Oh, this is only a few of us." And then about 7 more of them turn up, and you're like, "Don't care about these people. I hope they've all got stories." They haven't. Bad acting is on the most part from the other people. So basically, they're looking around, and Agnes earlier on kind of hit on Jackson, and she kind of wants to sleep with him. Agnes is a 69-year-old woman who's with the Revolutionary Club of the elderly people. So she gets a knock on her door. She goes outside, and she gets an axe thrown, and she's up the wall like, ugh. And Jackson walks up to her and goes, and he snaps her neck. Then you hear him shout down the corridor, "Be patient," and all this, and you're like, okay, well, he's in it with the hillbillies. That's what you're thinking. And if you're thinking that, you'd be right. Yes. So we carry on. They look around. There's a whole lot of messing about. Basically, Jackson takes Danny to go hunting. And there's a bit where he shoots an arrow, and a police officer gets the arrow in him. You think, did he shoot the police officer? But he didn't. He shot a bow. Or a doe, whatever they call it. And the Three Fingers has shot a policeman. Well, the policeman shoots a shotgun at him, and that shotgun's one of the worst looking shotguns I've ever seen. Sounds terrible. The shots are basically CGI. It's just like, oh no. And another thing, with Three Fingers, One Eye and Sawtooth, their makeup isn't that great either, because it looks like a mask. I mean, it literally looks like a mask, because underneath, you can see the skin where their eyes are. So you're like, okay, very, very low budget. So going forward, you don't care much. You see a couple of sex scenes. There's a bit where Danny hurts himself because his friend, I think Vic, runs straight into him. And he goes lying down and he gets barbed wire in the leg. They get him back, and the blonde woman, Sally, she says to him, "You can have whatever you want. Just ask for it. Anything." And she pulls his pants down and everything. Now, pants for us, pants for people in England, is underwear. But pants in America means it's his trousers, jeans, whatever. So that's what she took down. And then his girlfriend Tony walks in. Now you got to remember, when she pulled down his his bottoms, his jeans, whatever they were, he had a big scar on his leg, and it hurt him like hell. Tony comes in, and a few seconds later, she's riding him, and he's having sex with her, and Sally's outside all upset, and you're like, but you're not his girlfriend. Tony is. Sally's the woman who lived there with Jackson. So you're sitting there like, you've got a bad leg, but all of a sudden you can have sex. She's sitting on him in a position where she'd be rubbing up against that wound. Nope. You never hear about that wound again. Anyway. So, then basically it turns out that Jillian, played by Roxanne Pallett, was very, very beautiful, and I liked her in Emmerdale, and I wanted to see her naked, and in this she's naked, so I was like, yes! One for the guys. And basically she's stealing these ornaments because they're worth $2,000, and her boyfriend, whatever his name was, Rod, I don't know, he looks for them as well. And he finds this secret room. Well, downstairs in that secret room, there's this bit, like a childbirth kind of place. But apparently they have sex down there in front of people, these people. Apparently they used to. You're sitting there going, so Gillian decides to get naked, but she wants to have sex with her boyfriend there. So he's giving it to her on the thing. It's like, yeah, and you're seeing him. It's quite passionate. And Sally's watching. She's masturbating. She's like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, whoa, and you're like, this is some creepy stuff. Because there's playing with yourself, and then there's overacting playing with yourself. And then all of a sudden, three guys turn up in hoods. That's right, hoods. It turns out to be Three Fingers, One Eye, and Sawtooth. They go up behind her boyfriend after his orgasms, hit him around the head, and they grab hold of Gillian and they hold her down, and basically they rip her legs off and so forth. Very gory, this movie, but not so great, if you ask me. So they want to kill her boyfriend, and Sally says no. Takes him up to her bedroom. Yeah, I don't know how she got him up there. Got him up to her bedroom, and she starts sitting on him like she's going to have sex with him. Right? Oh, now he's got a big bludgeon hole in his head. How's he going to get a hard on? But apparently he does. Her brother Jackson turns up, and he goes, just finish him off, because he wants to sleep with her. But he doesn't tell her. But you know he does because of the way he looks at her. So anyway, she decides to put the pillow on the boyfriend's head of Gillian. And instead of just holding it down, she sits on it and rides it and orgasms while he's dying. I found that quite erotic. How weird is that? That's bad, but I did. I found it really erotic. If I'm going to die, kill me that way. You know what I'm saying? So moving forwards, people start disappearing. And then basically they find that, oh, sorry. Then Sally and Jackson tell Danny they need to show him something. He needs to meet his family because they're all waiting to meet him. So they're walking through the woods with one of his friends following him, hiding, not realising that he's there. And it turns out that there are all these hillbillies in the woods, right? Messed up hillbillies, this is. And they sit him down, and you're like, this is some real bad makeup effects. And they go, whoa, 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 whoa. And they tell him this story about there was 3 clans, and how he's pure blood, and how they need him to continue on the family. Him and the sister Sally need to keep on the family thing by having sex together and making pure babies. And then all of a sudden, 3 Fingers, One Eye, and Sawtooth turn up. They touch him on the back, and you're like this. They give him a drink. It gets a bit. His friend gets caught and basically sliced in front of him, and he goes, "I don't know you." He's like, and then he grabs hold of Sally and starts having sex with her, lifting her up in the air and humping her with her breasts flying everywhere. And you're like, "Wow, this film really has quite a few sex scenes in it." Sadly, they're not all erotic. They're kind of, yeah, you've seen it once, seen it before, you know. So then he turns back up. He bangs the door, and he's got blood all over his face. All right, that's another thing. When his girlfriend had sex with him, and when he had his bad leg, he had all dirty blood all over him, and she was still giving it to him. And you're like, bacteria, darling, bacteria. At least clean your boyfriend up first. But anyway, going back to where we were, he bangs on the door. Let me in, let me in. So they let him in. He's got blood, and they go, who are you? Where are you? And he goes, I've got to stay here now. This is my home, where my family is. And they go, your family? And he goes, yeah. We're your family. And then one by one, they start getting killed off, and it ends up basically with Tony and Danny downstairs in that room where they're having sex. And she kills, well, you think she kills Sadie. And Jackson turns up and wants to kill her, and he goes to kill her. And Danny says he wants to kill Tony himself. So he says, run as fast as you can. So he runs. Jackson jumps and gets over, and she stabs him in the face. Then Danny says to her, I can't let you go. You've killed one of us now. Now you must pay. And then you got Sawtooth, One Eye, and 3 Fingers behind her, and 3 Fingers goes like that in the back of her head and kills her. And you're sitting there going, you bastard, Danny. That woman loved you. How could you do that to her? I'm just sitting there going, this film's a bit weird. And then it shows him running like the hotel and welcoming the guests in. And he goes downstairs, lifts Sally up, right? The one who I thought was dead with the scars on her face. She's badly scarred and she's an amputee now. She's got one leg because one leg was cut off, right? And he starts taking his clothes off and he starts having sex with her and goes, "What's the matter?" And she goes, "I'm just so happy." And he's giving it to her, and One Eye and Sawtooth and Three Fingers is watching. And that's how it ends. Yeah, that's how it ends. So I'm guessing they want to make a seventh one. And I have to be honest, this film, I didn't like it that much. The storyline is a lot better than I'm saying it is. But the acting was so appalling in most of the cases that it really, really felt forced and it didn't work and it was just ridiculous to a degree. Like, I didn't care about any of the other characters other than like the main 4 or 5. I honestly didn't. Most of the movie I had no idea who they were. The hunting scene was effective. That was creepy and effective. But like I said, One Eye, Sawtooth, Three Fingers, their makeup looks like a mask now and it just looks awful. Because you can see the white under the eye bit there in the mask. You can see it. The kills weren't as great as they could have been. I prefer kills in other installments as well. The acting's better in other installments as well, and that's saying a lot. There was nothing really horrific about it to me, other than the acting. You know, I'd like to say this is a great movie, and I recommend buying it. But to be honest with you, I don't recommend buying it at full price. I recommend buying it once it goes down in a sale or something, because it's not the best movie out there. If you're going to buy one movie this following week, buy See No Evil 2, because that's a lot better than this Wrong Turn 6. I have to admit, I'm very disappointed with the movie because I expected a lot. I thought Doug Bradley would be in it, to be honest. And I love Doug Bradley, but he wasn't in it because he left with him in the other one. That's another thing. The follow-ups don't make sense because they don't go together, if you know what I mean. The continuity, if that's right. Continuity. Oh, I can't say it. I know continuity. That's it. Continuity. Sorry about that. Brain dead. Continuity. There you go. So the continuity doesn't go together with most of the films because you're like, what's going on? I know some of them I think after 3 they're supposed to be prequels or something, but it's like, it's like at least have them connect a little bit. Because I think Wrong Turns kind of turned in like Hellraiser and that, you know, those films. So it was disappointing. I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5 because I did enjoy some of it. The story was okay. It wasn't unique. It wasn't anything special, but it was probably the saving grace of the movie. Some of the kills were effective, but most of them sucked. And I just didn't feel that connection with Three Fingers like I did in the other movies. I felt like he was a sadistic, evil leading killer, and to be honest with you, in this I felt like he was just seriously mentally crazy. And even though they are, it's just so weird because, like, look at this: the first one in the woods, right, Virginia woods. Second one in the Virginia woods. Third one, they're in the woods. Fourth one, they're in a mental asylum. Fifth one, they're in a town. The sixth one, they're in a hotel. What's it gonna be next? Wrong Turn 7 in space. That's what it's gonna be in space. Bloodlines. Hellraiser Bloodlines was in space. It sucked. The only film I think I've seen where it's actually been in space, which I really liked, other than Critters, is Jason X. That was great movie. That was awesome. But anyway, so yeah, I'll give it 2.5. I don't recommend buying it at full price because it comes out on the 21st of October 2014, in case people see this after that date. And I wouldn't buy it at the full price. I think it's $16.99. Wait for it to go to about $10 because that's when you should buy it because it's not worth more than that, if you ask me. I'm not gonna buy the pre-order now because I bought the digital to watch, and I'm gonna wait for it to go down to it's in the bargain bin to $7.99 because it will probably go there pretty soon, to be honest. It's one of those titles that will. I mean, Bloodlines was it? Uh, I think it was. Wrong Turn 5 Bloodlines. Have a quick check. Yeah, it was. I got that for $7.99 and Wrong Turn 4 for that. So when they first came out, practically. So wait till then. Thanks for watching the review, guys. The film seriously had bad acting. So you know, the good part about seeing the women naked. But most of the scenes were just boring. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. If you enjoyed the review, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the movie down below. And please subscribe. And again, thanks for watching. And take care. 3 fingers for life. Bye bye.